October 13th, 2026, 8:12 a.m. Eastern. The first drone sightings were in downtown Manhattan. Within minutes, reports followed of others along the eastern seaboard. Boston, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. In a simultaneous attack, terrorists used commercial-grade drones to release an unknown chemical agent over open-air masses of busy commuters. The chemical agent caused respiratory failure. 4 cities, same tactic, same motive. Local sleeper cells from a foreign terrorist group, unhappy with U.S. policy in the Middle East. The attack was low-tech but high impact. It caused mass panic, hospitals were overrun. First responders could not keep up. There was chaos in the streets. Meet the Walkers. Jen is a busy working mom, and Charles is in grad school after separating from the U.S. Army. They live in a leafy D.C. suburb. Jen works for one of the many defense contractors in the area. Everyone in her circles knew this kind of attack was possible. In fact, Homeland Security had been warning about this drone scenario for months. Most ignored the warnings. But a few months earlier, based on a report she had seen at work, Jen asked Charles to look into where they could go if their neighborhood was no longer safe. He did some online research and then signed the family up for something called the Private Safehouse Network. Even just doing this felt a bit odd. Jen and Charles didn't think of themselves as preppers. They had some basic camping supplies, but no gas masks, no big stashes of food, no weapons. But they had at least prepared a bit for situations like this. The wealthy had their escape plans, and of course, government officials had their bunkers. But what about the rest of us? The Walkers knew safety meant getting away from the cities, but they couldn't afford a second house in the country. They liked that the Private Safehouse Network gave them access to multiple options. From camping spots to homesteads, secondary homes on large farms, to even entire country houses their owners didn't use. So when reports hit of the drone attack across the river in D.C. and bridges being locked down, the Walkers knew what to do. They had to get out of the city. They had no idea when the air would be clean enough to return back to their suburban home. So for this scenario, the Walkers chose a longer-term option, an unused furnished apartment that was part of a large family farm in southern Pennsylvania. They had the right to stay there for months, if necessary. The Walkers quickly grabbed their go-bags and got in the car. They skipped the highway, took a back route through western Maryland, then north to the confidential address provided by PSN. Their safe house was about a 90-minute drive, not a hotel, not a shelter. It was a spare residence on a beautiful family farm. It was owned by a trusted PSN host they had a chance to meet during the PSN intake process. Clean water, clean air, farm-fresh food. Vetted, ready, and waiting. No one can predict where it will happen next, but you can control where your family will go when it does. Learn more at privatesafehousenetwork.com.